Hello and welcome to today's session. Today we've got the Apex 25k challenge. You'll see down here in the cash amount we are $148 up, and that is because yesterday I bought up around this level, let it run till close, and basically we finished up. So my target for yesterday was to hit $75, and the reason for that is basically if we hit 20 days of that $75 and we get the maxed out accounts of 20 accounts, even just the 25k, that means we're hitting sort of 30k a month, less any fees from Apex. So pretty good numbers if we can hit that. And what we did yesterday was basically just about hit two of those. So 75 times 2 is 150. We got 148.86, so very close to double. And what I'll be looking for today is a very similar kind of a situation as yesterday. So we've got these two, the breakout short and the S1. We've got that layout here as well. So really looking to take a bounce off that level and hopefully target that close gap. What I hope doesn't happen is that at the open in 5 minutes time, a little bit less, the market will just rally and touch that close gap. So filling that high probability target at the open. Ideally, we want a bit of a pullback away into these levels, gives us a really strong risk reward setup. And hopefully that we won't break below these levels. They're nice and close together, and we saw a similar layout yesterday. We've also rejected off that pivot. I guess took a bit of heat, but that was just a pivot, whereas today we've got these two levels here. So ultimately, looking for a rejection off this confluence a little bit lower down here at this point where my mouse is. Alternatively, we'll be heading for the close gap. So it just depends whether we get an open where we pull away, or if we just sort of blind buy. I'm not really expecting anything else from that point onwards. So really just targeting that close gap, potentially just focusing on that bias that the DAX has, where it just continues to go upwards. Just hoping for a bit of a pullback. So looking to buy any pullbacks. That's the goal for this Apex challenge, is just to see if I can stick to that. Look for the blind buys at the open potentially, or if I can get a nice rejection after some pullbacks, and then get in off the kind of lower point. So it may not make it all the way down, similar to what happened here. We got a Bollinger Band kind of spike out, and then we rejected all the way from there. So we probably would have seen this kind of activity in the order flow. For anybody that was watching, I'm not sure. I was basically just holding and waiting. I'll see if I can find it. So we'll go down to the bottom. We'll see if we've still got a couple of minutes, so I'll just see if there was any indication. 11:30, 17 contracts. Look, it wasn't as obvious as I would expect, but yeah, that's trading. Sometimes you can't always pick it. 28th, is that the right day? Yeah. So anyway, we'll go back to today's layout. We'll use the order flow as usual to try and determine what's actually going on. We've got 2 minutes till open, and we'll be basically, see if we can break this pivot point. I'll zoom in a little just so we can see where the levels are on the CFD chart. So this is MT5 over to the left, and then on the right we've got the FDAX Tradovate layout. Now, quickly before I start, I've got the depth of market quantity is set to 4, because that's what I used to set my exit order yesterday. So I just want to change that back to 1, just so that I don't accidentally go into 4 contracts all at once when I'm not meaning to. So always just check your quantity before you go in with that depth of market. The other thing is, just watching the order flow, see if we can break through this pivot. I'll be looking to buy if we do. If we get a bit of a pull away, then I'll be waiting for an indication that we might then turn around, and then I'll get in long there as well. So basically targeting that close gap and hoping for some additional rallying to come in. We've got 40 seconds till open. Remember, guys, thanks for coming and joining. Your likes are really appreciated, so thank you very much for popping a like if it is helpful for you. I'm just sharing my experience, sharing my insight into the DAX, particularly around the market open, using the pivot points and the order flow. We've got 20 seconds till open now, and we're hoping to fill this gap. I'll just have a quick look. We've got about, it's only 30 points away from here, so hopefully we can pull away a little bit, but it's not looking like that is overly likely. So I've just got to have my finger on the trigger as a buy at market. Zoom into this order flow. A bit of a pull away, that's great. If we can keep going down, that's excellent. 9 contracts there, that might be us. I've put in 1 contract at buy at market. We'll see if we can keep going lower. There's a bit of activity here, so we might turn around. Otherwise, we might hopefully continue a little bit lower, give us a better risk reward, because 1 contract isn't going to really cut the mustard. So we're pulling away further. This is good, because this is what I want to see. Look, we've hit that Bollinger Band, so I've hit another buy at market. I've got 2 more contracts to go. If we can get all the way down to this level, the breakout short in the S1, then I'll be getting in more, but it looks like we're rejecting off that Bollinger Band now. So we're in profit at the moment. We're about $12 up. So I'm only trading super light. So I've got 2 contracts on the micro DAX, so FDAX SZ5. And then I'm watching the full contracts, the DAX, the FDAX, and then the mini DAX FDAX MZ5. So just watching for any indications that the market might be turning around or continuing. And we may get an opportunity to get a couple more contracts into this. We'll just have to wait and see. So at the moment, I guess we're sort of 8 ticks away from the bottom there for our entries overall, because it nets out. So every time I kind of buy a bit lower, it kind of nets the total value on this display here. So it looks like it's really building. This could be also aggressive selling, so just be aware of that on the bid side. So that green activity there could be aggressive selling rather than a buy limit. So just be aware there's 2 ways that can go. Now that's a big order right there, 21. I'm going to buy again. So that is likely to be, because of its position on that candle, it's likely to be a buy limit order. So somebody's had a limit. It could have been stops as well, but it's basically a limit order that's sitting there, or a pending order waiting to be hit. It's come down, it's hit that big order compared to the rest of the volume. So it's 21 compared to like 2, 11, 9, 8. So we'll see if that can hold. And then hopefully we don't go too much lower than the breakout short in the S1, because down there will be my final entry. I've got 4 contracts to play with, currently sitting at $40 in loss, and targeting about $75 for today if I can. So just for reference, again, if you weren't here, that's so I can aim to hit, I think it's like 20 or 30K per month if I max out the Apex accounts, just doing this simple process. Looks like we're building, so we've got some buyers, it looks like, which is great, coming in, and hopefully that will help to push up towards that close gap. If we can get a little bit lower, get a really nice strong rejection off this breakout shorter S1, that would be a very ideal situation for us, and then we can put our final contract in, and then I'll be probably just leaving that for the day and letting it run until, I guess, later on. And I'll come back and check if we start to get up to, say, the R1 or the breakout long. That's when I'll definitely look to manually close that, because that's quite a good profit. The other thing you've got to think about with Apex is the trailing drawdown. So if you have a really good trade, it goes quite well. You're say $500 up. and then it goes all the way back to your break even, you've now pushed your trailing threshold up $500 without locking in that profit. So that squeezes your ability to get in and out of the market by about $500 if that was the case. So we've got 25 contracts here. I can't imagine that being a sell limit on the ask side. I think that's more aggressive buying, but we may have to wait a little bit. We might get all the way down to our ideal entry before that market kind of takes off. So a bit of patience here, guys, while we wait for the market to now play out and figure out what direction it wants to go. If we go below, I guess, the previous day's low, then that's when I think this trade is no longer valid, and I'll look to exit. So where would that sit? I'll just see if I can get the price, because basically the price of these two are quite different. So we've got 24,335, and then over here we've got 24,250. So the futures and the current contract are quite different. This looks like buying, but it is a new candle, so it can often fake people out, soak them up, and then pull them lower. But let's see if we can get a good move up from this point. So we're very close to break even now. We've still got one contract that we can add. So on the 25K, there's a maximum amount of 4 contracts that I can use. Apex left overnight trading. No, it doesn't. So thanks for the question. Basically, Apex try to automatically close you out. If they can't close you out because of whatever reason, maybe there's a bit of a malfunction, you will, I think there'll be a breach, and then your account might get cancelled. So you could be very close to passing. It doesn't close you out in time automatically at the end of the session. So that can be quite an issue. So that's where FTMO is quite good if you want to do your overnights. I think you can do overnight on all the FTMOs. It's just, I think maybe weekends could be an issue, but Apex definitely no overnight trading, so you can't sort of buy and hold. So that's why you've got to really pick your entry point and make sure you get in and out quite quickly, because you're not allowed to hold it overnight. Let's say you take light volume, you just want to ride it out, they won't let you. So at the end of the session, they'll automatically close you out. And it's a different style of trading to, I guess, what a lot of people do. If they want to hold a position, I guess it's a different prop firm that you'd be looking to go with. So really just waiting out this market now. If we can get a bit of a build up in terms of more buyers than sellers, then we'll be very happy. But at the moment, we're really just waiting it out. So we're getting a bit of a build up, but it's not massively different to the bid side orders. So you can see the aggressive buying coming in. There's a good amount of red, but at the same time, it's quite even on the bid side. So bid and ask, you've got buyers and sellers on both sides, but predominantly from this point, so lower in the bar, if we get aggressive sort of ask side orders, it's most likely buyers. So aggressive buyers, people tap in that buy entry, like I want to get in from here for the market to go up. If you see the ask side order up here, for example, I'll just zoom in. So we've got 13 contracts on the ask side. It's come up. It's at the top of the candle. That's more likely to be a sell limit order. So I hope that helps, guys, and I do appreciate your likes as well, and thank you for tuning in. Hopefully this is a helpful session. As I said yesterday, we were up. We were in a loss for pretty much the entire day, and the market eventually did what I thought it was going to do before the close of the session. Apex automatically closed my trades, and I was $147 up. So my target, $75, doubled it. So that's great. We're coming back down now. Let's see if we hit the cam in the breakout short. So we're going down. See if we can hit that that ideal entry point for myself anyway. Just remember, guys, this isn't trading advice. It's just me sharing my experience. Obviously do your own research and try and learn as much as you can before you start trading your own money. I think we're probably going to drop down a little further from here. Hopefully not too much below these levels though. So we've got one more contract I want to use to get in. We've got quite a bit of breathing room though. Quite a bit of breathing room before this market. Okay, that's us. I'm going to hit buy at market again. One more contract. 21 contracts there. We've hit that level. We've had 11 probably limit orders. We've got 21 buy contracts, I would assume there. And alternatively, that could be a sell limit, but I feel like it's unlikely due to the position of where it is. So where are we? We're currently sitting at $86 loss thereabouts. We've got 4 contracts in the market, and kind of need the market to really rally over the next part of the session. On the flip side, guys, of course, the opposite can always happen. We can always have a massive sell-off day and the market can ignore all of these levels, so just be aware of that. But I am hopeful that this kind of area is very much a buy point. So we'll just see how that plays out. I'll have a quick look at the other time frames as well. So we've got a weekly, it's kind of dropping away, but we're still very high. We've got the daily, kind of middle of nowhere. Hopefully we will continue that V-shape upwards based on the strategy that I'm currently using. We've got the 4 hour. Look, the 4 hour, we've really come down on the 4 hour. Hopefully we'll go no lower than this previous day's low. But we do have quite a bit of breathing space still, so it's okay even on 4 contracts. The 1 hour, we're down at the lower Bollinger Band here. So we'll see if we can turn around from this point. Perhaps we will get to this low. If we break this low, then I'm not confident in this trade setup anymore. So just be conscious of that. We've got a bit of volume coming in on the bid side. So hopefully that's not aggressive selling. Otherwise we are heading down. If that is a bid order, like a bid limit, we've got some aggressive buying coming in hopefully. It looks a bit better. So we'll just see how it plays out. There's probably some stops just under the 24,300 area as well as these pivot points. So you've probably got quite a few stops sitting around this level. They're just getting soaked up, I am hoping, and then we'll continue back towards our target being the close. So it's a fair distance from here, but the order flow seems to be pointing in that direction. So we'll see if we can hold, see if the aggressive buyers can now take hold and we get some ask side orders hitting the market, and hopefully they will be bigger than the bid side orders. Thank you again for joining, guys. From here, I'm not going to probably add any more value. If we break below this low, the trade's no longer something that I'm interested in, and I will probably try and get out of that because I'm not sure where we're going to end up. On the flip side, if we do turn around from this area and we go up towards that close gap, I'll be having quite a good session, and I'll be looking to exit perhaps up at the close or even up at the R1 or breakout long, depending on the order flow and how I'm feeling at the time. So we'll just see how it plays out. Best of luck with your trading, guys, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Hopefully this does from here head towards at least that close gap. So the order flow seems to respect it so far, but we'll just see how it plays out. Thanks again for joining, guys, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.